Hey everybody, this is Al with El Rey Collection. Hope everybody's having a great Friday afternoon, evening, or super late night, depending on your. I guess it could even be early morning, depending on your location. I just decided I got this box here, and from PWCC slash Fanatics Collect, which we can get into in a second. But more than anything, I hate these peanuts. I hate when they. Oh, why is my phone all? I mean, my camera all blurry. I don't know if you guys can see these peanuts that they use. I gotta see if what's going on with the camera. If anybody happens to know why I'm on StreamYard and my camera's back is the background. Let me see if I can find out, because this may affect like what you can actually see here. I do not see this at all. Anyway, if anybody happens to know, let me put the comments on how I can change the background to not be blurry. That would be great. So this here is a PWCC, and it's going to take me a while before I can learn to say Fanatics Collect thing. The way this works. Hello? What's going on? Hello? Wow, that was weird. I don't know if you guys are still with me. So this is a PWCC slash Fanatics Collect vault return. And then there's probably a few things in here I want to take to the national. But anyway, it's in total more or less 100 cards. It's going to be really interesting to see how these look when I put them in front of the camera, because this may end up being just a terrible video. Oh no, I guess if it gets closer, it gets all right. Okay, so I'll just start to break it down. Unfortunately, I don't know how to change this blurry background, and I have no idea why it is there. But I also don't want to spend a ton of time trying to figure this out so that we don't actually see the cards, which is what I'm sure most people are up for. Well, let's see if we can see the cards. I'll start with these oversized ones. And then if anybody wants to chat kind of as I'm opening and showing things about certain things, just put those in the comments. Of course, the biggest thing, to my eyes right now, since we're talking about PWCC and Fanatics, is the new Fanatics website, which basically took what I would say is an industry leading experience from a customer in terms of its common sense, search history, historical results, a transfer to other collectors, vault information, ease of shipping vaults. I definitely call them industry leaders, certainly ahead of PSA at this juncture. Obviously, they had a long first mover advantage, but I feel like this new website and even the app, although I've only spent a little bit of time on the app, but I've heard many, many complaints about the PWCC app. So, certainly not a good look or time for them. So, let's see. Hey, thanks, Ed, I want to make yeah. Yeah, all good. Enjoy your dinner. Yeah, no problem. See you at the National. Again, this is more just getting this box undone so that we can see if there's anything I should bring to the National. It just came in. And then we got Nils. Made me most excited last month. That is a good question. Probably it's an Eusebio sticker from 64, 65 that I know that most people probably wouldn't care that much about, but it's one that I had never even, I had on my list of images or I have an image along with the cards that I track for Eusebio, and it has and I didn't even have a picture of it. I just knew that it existed. Let me see if I can. Oh, I can't necessarily share that, but yeah, I'll post it in the Discord for you to see. That's probably the most exciting thing in the last month that I can think about. This one I really love. This is now, I got to get this off. This, okay. See, if you can't even see the card, what's the point of this video, right? And it can only be right up here. Look at that beautiful Di Stefano. It's a real photo postcard. So I think they had it listed as an original photograph. Okay, so now I'm just gonna have to either find the way to change this camera thing or end this thing, because I just can't deal with the camera like this. So you guys will, if anybody has any thoughts, let me know. But let me see. I've never, usually you can see the background beside me, so I'm not sure what is going on. Invite settings. Let's see if under settings, camera, let's see, recording hotkeys, layouts, no. Sorry, guys. Okay, well, let me try if I put a virtual background, if that, oh, blur, background blur, none. Let's see, does that works? Dang it. Did not work. Okay, you can see the cards. Okay, well, that's sorry. Okay, here's this. This is the Ajax Ajax, I guess is the right, but the team photo. No, you see, you can't. At least on my screen, it's showing up all fuzzy. So these are super cool. I love this. This is a Cruyff here at the bottom. But this is really kind of throwing me for a loop here. The fan club. So these are both the same, and these are PSA. One's a PSA 5, one's a PSA 1. I think these are pretty dang awesome. But I need to. I wonder if I should just restart this. I thought you were going to dinner, Ed. Anyway. Super annoying. Dang it, guys. So I don't really know what to do here. Here's another pack. Let me see if this shows up on the smaller ones, because the smaller ones are the ones that most. Man, Campione. It's like, where will it not fuzz it? It's a near mint 66, 67. Campione dello Sporto. So that's a pretty cool pack there. And then I want to see how one of these small cards looks, because that's what most of this order is. And then if I can't figure that out, I will have to adapt. Okay. What I don't like with the PWCC / Fanatics is they never send a packing slip. They just send all these cards. So later I have to go through my packing slips that, thank goodness, I print, and make sure that these are that they're good to go. Okay, so here's okay. No, this is just not gonna work unless you want to guess the card. So this is a Bobby Charlton PSA 7 59 AMBC. So I think I'm what am I going to do here? I'm going to stop the camera for a second and see if restarting the camera will have any effect. Nope. So that didn't work. I'm having issues. Yes. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this again. Sorry for the low okay, so the AI bot on StreamYard is not helpful at all. Dang it, guys. I may just have to abandon this. It's so silly. If I put a different definition, nope, that doesn't help. So, what a pain. Well, I guess this is just maybe the end of it because I can't find anything to get the fogginess off the camera. I'll just try one last thing here in the camera settings, maybe, and see if it's not actually StreamYard and if it is a camera thing. Oh, there we go. Whew. Well, just about ready to shut off. So I'll try to catch up. 59 AMBC, Bobby Charlton, and a 7. These are tough. Any of these early AMBC cards are pretty tough. This one, obviously, super low grade, but I really love the eye up here. We never really talk about Peter Shilton, one of the great keepers. Pretty cool. I love these backs. I mean, they're so Topps card. Esque. Here's a Jimmy Graves and a 2.5. Way better eye appeal than these grades, by the way. Look at this back. Awesome, right? They have football facts. When you look at these, I mean, there's got to be a surface wrinkle in here somewhere or something. But they honestly look great. This is a super rare French one off RTL. It's from 78. There's a really cool Hugo Sanchez in this set as well. Very, very fun. Love that. That was a PSA 5. There's a number of these different Palarex issues from Portugal. This is the Bobby Charlton. That came back a while in a PSA 8. That's a relatively high grade. A fun, uncommon early 1970s. Pele, the Saeta set. This is the same set that has the Zico rookie. PSA 4? Pretty good. Not to find those never stuck. This is really kind of cool. Here's a Luigi Riva, and a PSA 5. Nice cards. These Steph cards from the early 60s are really cool. It looks more like there's like staining along it, from on the camera, but that's actually not there. And at least to my eyes in real life, maybe it is in certain wavelengths. Here's a Paco Gento in a PSA 2. Not a super expensive card. Awesome player. Should be talked about more in my estimation. Here's a cool late Kubala. Here is just one of my favorite cards. Totally underrated cards. There's some earlier stuff for Rivellino, but no card that looks like this. Really, really cool. This is the Ole Ola cards. Very fun. removed. Hello there, a collector's dream. Here is the Alba version of the Rivera rookies. I love this. Really kind of a fun back. Look at how cool that is. It just reeks of like early 1960s to me. Here's a Cruyff, a 77 crack cartoon. Very cool. Really nice, set. Here's a FHER Puskas. Again, relatively low value. Very clean back for a 1.5. Here's a Jimmy Clark. So a little bit of F1 in here. Love this card. These Lampos. Nice card, like a real card stock. So put that over there with the F1, along with the Jackie Stewart Panini sticker in PSA 8. And here's one in PSA 6. Actually, pretty poorly cut. Now that I look at this, probably should have gotten an MC. And that's the 6970 and 7071. Here's a John Charles. Pretty cool PSA 4 there, like that, blank back. And then here's a Tempo. These are hand cut. I understand why a lot of people don't like these. PSA 5. Not my super favorite card, but just for the sake of completeness, get those. Here's a super fun Copa. If Nils is still here, green. The green outline is really fun. These are like playing cards. You can see he's an ace. I always like the ones that are aces, like the Pele, the Copa. I mean, these guys were the best of the best, right? Here's a Cruyff from a really cool album that is called Así Juega al Fútbol by Cropan, and the whole album is him teaching people how to play football, which is pretty cool. This particular one has him like juggling probably on his shoulder. Fun. So there's a few Cruyffs in here, including this one, the circular cartoon from a gelatin product, from what I recall, Gelati Tanari. Here is a Fangio from the 65 Golazos, which I just love that set. So very cool. And here's a Di Stefano from the crack 62. Here's the Kevin Keegan, the FKS. This isn't a 2, which looks surprisingly good too, if you look at it. But it is what it is. Here's another 74 Kaisa Jackie Stewart and an 8, relatively high grade. There's a German that very few talk about, Helmut Halle, and a 2. This should be 67 Perfetti gum. I think PSA. Well, actually, here it's a very late cert to be still putting in 65. So, not sure what's going on there. Here's a really fun Kaluna. I love this set, this Monty Gum. I think that the cartoons are really well done in the Monty Gum stuff. Here's a Rivera from 60-61. Just Lampo. Kind of cool there. And then we've got, wow, I didn't even know I had this one. That's especially awesome. Puskas, red and blue back. Beauty. What a beauty. Red and blue back. That goes over here. And then we've got the Conga Beckenbauer. The Congas are pretty tough. Uwe Seele and a 5 in the Conga. Lev Yashin and a 5 in the Conga. These are just hard. And then you've got another 66 Tempo Charlton. And then you've got the much more common, but I mean, the reds are the common, but this particular Mirror Sport is the smaller version, and it has the add back. So this isn't in a card. And so this makes this one much harder. This is a Copa. Corradi. Oops, how do we get that? And this is was this karate or Vediga? I can't really remember where I got why I was picking that up. This Kubala is really kind of cool. Hispanoamerica. So this is just a nice one. Obviously, it was a sunny day when he took that picture. He's squinting, but still, it's a really nice size and really good resolution on the photo. So I'm going to open the next set here. Hey man, how's it going? I meant to respond to you about your business idea, so that sounds pretty exciting. I see you kind of went ahead with it anyway, which is awesome. Funny story, some of you may know I studied business both in undergrad and grad school, and one of my majors is actually in entrepreneurship of all things, and one thing that I'll never forget was that the teacher, my very first entrepreneurship teacher was just so dang funny. He said, "Listen, all of you want to learn about entrepreneurship, but you don't want to be entrepreneurs for real. I know that because you're sitting here in business school. If you really wanted to be entrepreneurs, you'd be out learning how to run a business by yourself. And you'd take all the money you're spending on tuition, put it into a business, and either succeed or fail. You'll learn more by doing that than you'll learn sitting here in the classroom." Alex doing great. Thanks. He'll actually be at the National. I'm not sure if he'll be there. So we will. So anyway, I always thought that's funny. The best way to learn about business in his eyes, and actually later in my eyes too, when I ran a business, is to run a business. And either succeed or fail, you will learn a tremendous amount. This is the one of the German ones, and this is Stanley Matthews. 54. The National Elf, is that what they're calling them? Zigaretten, Deutschen National Fußball Welters. I don't know, long name. But I think I always refer to this one as the National Elf. But there you go. That's Stanley Matthews, and Puskas was in there. Here's another Puskas one where he's signing. These are relatively common, even in relatively high grade too. These 56 Jose Inocentes are great. He's looking straight up. This one has the stamp on it, the winner stamp. So I think that one's a little tougher than your average one. Here's a pretty cool Dino Zoff. Here's a fun Jackie Stewart from Panini. And here's Emerson Fittipaldi as well. So actually quite a few F1 ones in this shipment, which is kind of fun. Fritz Walter from 54 and a 1.5. But look at how nice this back is. Really, really nice. So that's cool. A Sterling Moss and a 4. Here's a Puskas. This is the shut version. You can tell that because it has the 2 weightlifters on the back. Very common. Looks very similar to the Heinerle, but this is a 1960 card. And similarly, here's the DiStefano, also shut or shoot. I'm not exactly sure the pronunciation. Here is the pretty common 62 card. This Fangio, very fun one. I love these uncut Brugueras. Here's obviously the draw here is the Kubala right here, but I just think these look great. This little foursome card there, awesome, not cut. This card I love. This is a kind of a tough thing to see find these Bergmans from 1970. I think those are just so cool looking. Super thin. This one has kind of a hole in it. They're almost like wrappers, and maybe that they actually were intended to be wrappers or are wrappers. But I think I've seen a different version of this as well. But I think that card's pretty awesome. Here is a Bobby Moore of this really kind of the Chobil. Very, very cool. Here's an Ascari from 52-53. Gonna put that over here with the rest of the F1 stuff. Here's another Fangio. Again, these aren't super difficult. That's a Clipper Héroes Mundiales. And here's, this, you don't see many cards of kind of founding fathers. Obviously, Jules Rimet here. And I got this got a 1.5, but again, the back just looks absolutely fantastic. Oh, don't forget to buy the card, not the slab. I know it's tempting that we do the opposite. Here's a Socrates. I love this sticker. There's a Zico as well, but just the design of the sticker is amazing. This is the 78. These guys are calling him Pedro Trota Limitada. I always called it Futebol de Oro. And I don't know why it's not authentic. It looks perfectly, looks like it should be a 1. There's paper loss on the back. So it should be a 1, but in my eyes, it should be a 1. Here's a little psychedelic Baba. The printing isn't that great. 1.5. There were a bunch of these on Julinho PSA 2 from the same set. I happened to pick most of them up, put marker bids and just won them. The John Masantos, Didi. Oops, sorry. And you can see, even though they were like, this is a 1, the back, you can see almost all the letters, a little bit of jam on the side, maybe some paper loss where the lightings or the writing's not. So that's not that big a deal to me. The Zagalo also in a 1. Then you've got some, this is a 65 Faber Gerd Mueller rookie in a 1. There's a few of these different in-action shots. This is one of my favorite ones. You can clearly see him there striking the ball, going for a goal. This is a super nifty set. FKS is normally thought of to be easy, but this American set called Soccer 81 is not, and it has the American flags around it. There's also a Cruyff, which is pretty cool. The back is not super exciting, but pretty fun. It says New York Cosmos on it. So that's great. Here's a Bonaparte. This one's nice with the action shot, but then with the inlay circle of Bonaparte in his club jersey. And here's a non-rookie Prost, but still pretty good. So there you go. There you go. So far, those are those 2. And then the last one is the third package. Also, over the weekend, another package came in, which I just don't have time to do right now. But another package came in, which is a CGC or CSG. I'm always confusing myself on what's their latest moniker. Shipment, which you haven't seen me do many of, so it'll be fun to do that. That'll be something a little new. And so I'll post kind of when I'll do that. I'll try to do that over the weekend in preparation again for the National. Actually, now that I'm looking through this stuff, I don't think any of this stuff's really going to the National now that I'm looking through it, unless there are some duplicates here that I didn't know that I'll have to go through and find out. Let me move this stack over. And let me see if there are any other questions here real quickly. Yeah, I know. It's always interesting when you start a business using your your new email contacts. Just getting in the groove is always that. And then, it's hard to juggle when you're doing school. Yeah, it's totally totally get it. Never did those simultaneously, but I certainly understand the level of difficulty. Here's a fun Beckenbauer. This is the German version. This one got an E eye appeal sticker. Here's a Cruyff in a 7 Vanderhood. A ton of these are like super overgraded, so I super anally looked at the backs on the high res solutions and convinced myself that this was actually a real 7. So I'm not exactly sure with all of those stickers. Here's a Pele. This is a kind of cool French issue in a CSG holder, and that's a 5. Let me create a new stack over here. Here's an Andretti, also in a 7. So that's fun. Here is a standard Puskas sticker with the greenbacks in a 6. Then we've got this is a really hard set. They call them Desconocido, which is not known. Figuras de football, and there's a Di Stefano. So 1.5. I thought I had another player from the set too, but really kind of cool, distinct image from what you'll see elsewhere. Speak of the devil. You'll see the Paco Gento as well in a 1. So those are fun. Actually, you're gonna put this over here. Put this here. Then we've got here's a Dan Gurney and a 4.5 with the Velita back. Now, one thing, I mean, in general, I do not like stickers in these slabs. I've seen them, have the same fate as BGS stickers, but I will say that on this particular slab, it actually doesn't look terrible. Now, that said, it looks like on this slab, there's actually something inside it, which is a big problem. You see that black thing right here? This is not good. Yeah, you see that? I hopefully I'm getting the reflection right. There's like a piece of matter on the top of this card. So that is pretty terrible, and we need to look into what we're going to do about that. So anyway, that's super unfortunate. Poor quality control. And then you've got Bruce McLaren, same thing with the Velita backs. I was trying to pick up a bunch of Velita backs. Here's a Fangio. I always wondered if this was him or his son. So I actually think that it's his son more than it's him, but he does look like an old bald man at this point, so it is probably him. His son ultimately drove for a bit. Here's another Andretti from 1970, as well as Graham Hill. And these are also Velita backs. So there's kind of a run of Velita backs that were kind of fun. This is a very fun Jim Clark from the Mira set in a 3. And these look okay in this holder. I mean, other ones that I've seen are basically the kiss of death, but these look okay. It may have changed the way that they have been doing those. Here's an Ascari from the same set in the late 50s as the Fangio. So given that it's late 50s, it probably is him. The Sada set from Florence. Even this is fun. We're starting in the Olympics. Bob Beamon set the long jump record in '68 Olympics in Mexico City, and it also had a Velita back. That one's fun. And then here's a monster for you. Here's a PSA 5 red and blue back of Pele. For sure, pretty dang cool. Here is another Eusebio Conga. Love those. Here's a Yashin Ferrara, like the candy producers. Very nice. And most of these that I've seen have been stuck, so it's nice to have a never unstuck one. Here's a monster card. To my eyes, at least, a 7 Cruyff Sicker Verlag rookie sticker. And then we've got this Rumanigi from this is a great card, second year card. I think this is the highest graded. Very, very cool card. As far as the in-action ones, this is one of my favorites. Super high grade. This is a card you don't see every day, but is to my eyes super important because there's just not many after his rookie till you get into 76, 77, 78. So it's 74. And this is handcuffed, but look at, there's nothing weird going on in the back. It's just pretty cool. Really, really well done. Pretty rare card. I'm not sure how many are graded, but it can't be many. Here's a Johan Neeskens, like I showed the American card a little while ago from the 70-71, which basically makes this a rookie. So that's fun. Speaking of rookies, we've got this Gerd Mueller in a 4. So it hasn't been stuck, which is tough. There's a lot of these out there, but most of them have been stuck. Similarly, we've got a Beckenbauer rookie in a 5. Again, never been stuck, which is kind of fun. And you've got a Florian Albert in a 6, which is great. Just great run-of-the-mill card. And then we've got a 7 Bisfalita back for Pele. Put that over with the World Cup stickers. We've got this fun Fangio in a 3 from FHER from the late 50s. And we've got another Dan Gurney. Different one from 69-70, I think. Is that one? Yeah. Panini. A really fun Djalma Santos in a 1 at the OMB. So this back's in pretty good shape. I love this set. It's hard for you to really see, but it's got this netting. It's got a blue background with some netting behind it. Really cool. And then here, of course, is a Zinho, also in a 1. The back is pretty intact. I mean, yes, you can see some faintness, but there's also, what you really see here is the bleed from the front to the back in terms of when you look at it, but there's really not a lot going on here. Just super thin sticker and really, really cool when you look at it. Great visual on these. That's a 1. And this Didi is a 2, but these are really solid backs. A lot of times, most of the time, you'll actually see huge text missing, and you don't see that at all on any of these, which is why I really kind of went after those. This is a super fun set. Most people will know this set for the Di Stefano, and it's pretty cool. But this is Tel Mosada. And then we have this one of my, just the visual on these are just amazing. This is a 1960 Jose Inocente set. And this is really, really clean. Look at the back. That's one thing that I tend to do, especially on these Brazilian stickers that are super thin. I try to make sure that I get ones that have, as legible as possible of a back. These are all really hard, though. And I think we all thought a couple years ago that a lot of these would be flooding the markets. And the reality is, they haven't up until now. And I did want to show, because I just noticed here that this sticker, I don't know if you can see the waviness of this. Now, some of these perforated ones that came out of albums are going to be partially this way, but you can see a little bit of waviness in the CSG. I think these are great holders for cardboard items, thicker items, but they don't, in my eyes, don't generally tend to do a great job for the thinner items, as you may be able to see here. So, so there you go. There's that. And that's the 100 cards from this shipment. So I'll see if I bring a couple of them to the national. But in general, that was a fun kind of return. Again, I'll have a CSG or CGC return here over the weekend. Let me see what I'm missing here in terms of the comments as I was opening those. Yeah, so yeah, I still buy boxing cards. Not a ton. I've completed most of the sets that I'm after, but yeah, I still do buy boxing cards. And I am probably going to bring some of my dupes to the national to try to sell them and thin down that section of the collection, just to focus on filling holes as opposed to just accumulating multiple copies of different cards. Hey, El Toro. Yeah, we're doing well. Friday night, nothing to do that. So yeah, the wavy stickers, that's something that I just was talking about, right? So on a number of them, like these Panini stickers, and I just went through a bunch of them, these all look completely fine to me. And so, I would normally stay away from them on most things that were sticker related, but these Panini stickers look to be doing fine. The Panini stickers, as you know, are a little bit thicker. So, I think they tend to hold up in those holders a little better, the CGC ones. These really, really thin ones is where I think, we're seeing some problems, if you will. Even this Hento, you can see a bit of a wave there. So, yeah, I mean, the holder for cardboard is great. It's sturdy. It's the quality of the plastic is great. I think that if you were just to hold on a blind test, the rounded edges, just I think a lot of people in a blind test would say, hey, what's higher quality? They're going to pick this one, and they're going to say, oh, wow, it's a CSG or CGC and not this one. Now, to be fair, I haven't held the new PSA holders as yet. I do have a PSA order that will likely get here early next week. So they may have made an improvement on that. And that's one thing I like about competition, is it forces people to innovate and do new things. You may have noticed that CGC is now going to be doing larger items, which, by the way, since at the beginning I was struggling with the camera, this is the Cruyff postcard, which is just a beauty. Look at this, with all of the signatures of the guys. This particular one up here, no, it's I guess over here, you can see it says Ajax fan club. That's pretty cool. So that was pretty cool, but also equally cool to me, at least, was the Di Stefano, where was that? Oh, it was over here. Look at how awesome that photography is. And that's from a Madrid photographer, and it's slightly larger than a postcard. So it says Selección Nacional and Real Madrid CF Club de Fútbol. So super cool original photo here of Di Stefano, and then this is really fun too. It's a pack from Panini from 67. So that also makes it fun. So yeah, that postcard is I love that one. Yeah, I mean, you can I think you're in Spain. You can just check Total Collection, right? There's so many on so many Paco Gentos that are really, really inexpensive. So yeah, And that Di Stefano is awesome. It's actually way better piece than what it actually costs. So love that. So and for those of you who don't know, since I'm on here, oh, by the way, if you can hit that like button, it doesn't cost you guys anything, and it helps the algorithms. So I'd really help that, and of course subscribe to the channel if you're not, and then you can also join the Vintage Soccer Discord. But I did want to point out, for those of you, maybe there's a few of you that are going to the National, Bill and I will be having a table at the SoCo event, which follows the National from 6 p.m. to midnight next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So literally 6 days, 7 days, and 8 days from now, we'll be there for 6 hours at a time. Would love to have people stop by, say hello. I'll have some duplicates, so we'll be selling some stuff. We can trade, we can talk, but more importantly, just shoot the shit and talk about soccer cards, which is super fun, and kind of get the noise out there to the general public. Hopefully, we'll get some people who go to the National who take advantage of the free transportation from the National to the SoCo event, which is again focused exclusively on soccer stuff. So would love to see you guys if you can make it out there. Bill and I are looking forward to meeting as many people as possible, and hopefully it'll be a great time had by all. If you can't go to the National, that's fine. We'll try to post some stuff. We may even try to do a little bit of a live show from the National for a bit, and then worst case scenario, we will post things on the Discord and in the various forums. So even if you can't be there in person, we'll try to share some of the experience, because it is kind of part of this hobby is about connecting with people, and that's really what you do at the National more than anything. So this comment made me laugh. Yeah, well, that's probably a problem. Your girlfriend's not going to like it if you're on there more than texting her. But certainly I do recommend checking it out, because there's lots of good little hidden gems there from time to time that you can find, especially on what I'd call not super followed players, like Paco Gento would hit that for me. So anyway, hope everybody had a great Friday night, seeing some of my breakdown stuff. Again, I'm going to be bringing a number of things back from the vault here in the coming weeks and months, including from PWCC or Fanatics Collect, assuming that the process doesn't change that much. And I'll also be at the National with lots of fun things to display there as well. So everybody, I hope you have a great evening. Thanks for watching and bearing with me on the technical difficulties on the front end. Again, if you can like the video, I appreciate it. And we hope to see you soon, whether that's in person or on the Discord. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye.